guys, this is Jen from Just Jen Cosplay in a slightly different location today because I'm at my mum's, so I apologise for the light and everything. I've got a little bit of a halo going on. It's been a really busy weekend down at Bournemouth Film and Comic Con, but I have had a really great weekend. I apologise for a little bit of a delay in putting this up because I didn't realise that you can't upload directly from your phone, so I've had to wait till I've had a computer to do this. So first and foremost, there are a couple of bits that I managed to do really well this time that I didn't in London. First of all, that was my eyebrows. I actually managed to get them to stick this time. My big tip on that is to put them on first. So I stuck them on straight away before putting any of the makeup on or anything else, and they stuck perfectly. So kind of like contact cement, put a little bit on, wait for it to dry a little bit first before then applying them, and yeah, they pretty much just stuck straight on. I was really worried that they weren't going to come off and that I was going to end up with like only this part of the eyebrow because it was stuck on here. Somebody there did give me a fantastic tip, which was to cover them, put oil on, some kind of oil, because I didn't actually have a Mastix glue remover. Turns out, yeah, you can buy that and you really should, so do that. But if failing all else, I used some coconut oil and just rubbed it on, and that came off really well, so that was great. I still have eyebrows, see, they're still there, you can see them. That was great, so yeah, that worked really well, so I was really pleased with that. Now what I'll do, I'll add in some of the videos from the day. So I took a few whilst I was getting ready and then just a couple whilst I was there, so I'll show you those now. Hello. Yeah, so I've got my contacts in and my eyebrows stuck on this time. Now it's time to get all the makeup on ready for Bournemouth Film and Comic Con. Hey, so all of my makeup, wig, hair, eyebrows all ready to go. So off I go. Wish me luck. Bye. Hey, yeah, I'm in the queue now. Here we go. Just waiting to get in, and then register. We're in, all registered, and now I've got Carl down here helping me get into costume properly. Because at the moment it's all a little bit loose and what have you, so yeah, just got to sort that out. All right.
Lady Sylvanas Cosplay. Right, next up we have somebody.
So as you can see, it was still a fairly short performance. I was a little bit thrown because previous years in Bournemouth, the Cosplay Masquerade had been on a huge stage, about 5-10 times the size of it, like a proper theatre stage. This year they'd obviously changed their mind and did it on a smaller stage, so I'd planned out a whole 2-minute performance, including words, so that I could hold up the bow and I could do various things. One of my favourite lines that she says is something, insult me in life and you will serve me in death. And I just find it hilarious. I didn't get to do that, as you saw, but I enjoyed it, and one of the judges did come up to me and say that they did notice that, and they liked that because it was a little bit more than just a simple just pull some poses, a bit more in character. So yeah, I'm going to take that as a bit of a win because I've learnt something and I improved from the last time. Yeah, it was cooler. Bournemouth is a lot quieter than the London Comic Con, so just a lot less people, a lot less hustle and bustle, and I guess a lot less anxiety about it. If they happened to come across it, I was second in the line. In front of me was Doctor Strange and behind me was Miss Trunchbull. So I'd like to say thank you to both of them for keeping me sane whilst we were waiting for that, and especially Miss Trunchbull, because he lent me a couple of bobby pins to keep the hood in place so it didn't fall back. So that was fantastic, because it was just one less thing for me to worry about. And really, that for me sums up what cosplay is all about. It's helping each other, looking out for each other, and having a great time. One of the things that I saw on the way home on Saturday was two grown men walking down the street in full Jedi robes, and I said, any other weekend of the year, if you saw people walking down the street in Jedi robes, you'd be like, who's this weirdo? Or these weirdos in that case. But on Comic-Con, any convention weekend, you are absolutely, whatever you want to wear goes. And I love that. That's what I love about that community and that cosplay, that on Comic-Con weekend, you can be whoever you want to be. I saw, a little girl dressed up as the Hulk, but, the Hulk's male. Well, doesn't matter. She can be Hulk if she wants to be. Man dressed as Miss Trunchbull. Doesn't matter. You can do what you want. You can be whoever you want to be for that day. And I absolutely, I do. I love that about cosplay. So I would absolutely 100% encourage anybody to do it. And I do want to just say, I will show you a picture in a minute, but I was lucky enough, bear in mind, remember that this is my first actual costume that I have made, and it's now the second masquerade that I've ever been in. I was really pleased to get one of these, an honourable mention. So effectively this is like third place. So you get, at this Comic-Con anyway, there was a first prize, second prize, and then the honourable mention. In addition to that, they do best performance, which I knew I wasn't going to get when I saw a couple of guys singing on stage. It was hilarious. It was so funny. But it did make me think that I would really like to do a singing or dancing kind of cosplay. Maybe something like, I don't know, a Disney character. I'm not quite as good enough to sing an Elsa song, but that could be quite a fun one. Maybe if you've got any suggestions, let me know. Or if anybody's doing something where they're going along and singing and would like some support or something, let me know, because I would be very interested in that. I'm really sorry I just kicked the stand. So yeah, we'll intersperse a couple of pictures in. Really pleased with how it went. I'm so happy that I was able to place on with my first ever costume. Obviously there is no prize for an honourable mention, but that's not what it was about. It was about actually getting that feedback and people saying that I did a good job. And it was fantastic. I got to speak to Caldori Cosplay, who was, I've probably said it wrong, that's how it is spelt, who was there as the judge, or one of the 3 judges, and talk to her about how I could improve it, what else I could do, any tips that she had, and she was so super duper helpful. Hopefully I'll give a little link to her Facebook page so you guys can look her up if you want to. She's done a Lady Sylvanas before, but probably one of her best cosplays is a Magda, but she's also recently done Aloy, which again is just an incredible one. The bow and everything, yeah, brilliant. What else can I tell you? Just, I don't know if I've said this before, but the blue makeup, bear in mind it's just sort of here on my face, on my arms here, and then on my stomach across that bit. Didn't do the back at all because it's behind a cloak, so why waste time? Took me 2.5 hours to get into the makeup, and then takes me approximately about half an hour to get into the costume. It's a long time, and I would definitely in future look at getting some kind of sprayer, because it was so difficult getting it a flat colour on my face. I ended up with, blue bit here and a slightly less blue bit here, and spending ages trying to blend it and make it more uniformed blue. So yeah, that's definitely something I'd look into if I was going to do something like that again. Although, fingers crossed, the next few cosplays I'm going to do, I don't want to have to paint my face, because that was just an extra level of faff that I probably didn't need to have for my first costume. yeah, hoping to get some pictures back from the weekend. There were quite a few photographers there that took a few pictures. And I also got, I managed to speak to somebody who was taking photographs at the London Comic Con, and he's done an edit for me, so again I'll pop that up at the end so you can see a couple of pictures. Obviously, if you want to see more of the pictures, they will be on my Facebook and on my Instagram, and I'll link to them. I'll probably chuck them on Twitter as well. Just Jen Cosplay on all of them, so you can give me a follow, give me a like on those. That would be great. I knew I'd forget something. So I wanted to talk a little bit about prejudging. So this being my second masquerade, knew a little bit more what was going on, and I was there a little bit earlier this time. So they're able to tell me that there is prejudging. Now, you don't ever have to do prejudging, but they do highly recommend it. So literally all that is you get to go in with the judge or judges we were given 2 minutes per single person and 3 minutes per group. And you just go and talk to them about your cosplay. So they said, you know, talk about what you've done to make it, what you enjoyed, what you learned, what you changed, what you're most proud of, and that kind of thing. So I just quickly ran through that it was my first cosplay, that I'd learned everything from scratch. So I'd learned EVA, Warbler, my first wig, it was my first set of contacts that I'd ever worn. I talked about how I made the pauldrons with the air drying clay, because for me, they're the best bit of the cosplay. I really, really thought that the shoulders were just absolutely the best bit. They talked to me about what face makeup I used, so I was able to tell them the name of that and how I fixed it. What else did I say? I explained how what did I do? I'm trying to think of all the things. I talked for 2 minutes straight and I can't remember any of it. But they were really, really nice. They were asking me questions, so it's sort of one of those things that if you're quite nervous about talking about it, they will prompt you with the kind of questions that they're looking for, and what they want to know. So that was really, really great. And it's just something that I would highly recommend to anybody to do. Didn't take a huge amount of time. I was lucky enough that I was about the sixth, maybe not even that, about sixth person in the queue. So I was only waiting sort of, 10, 15 minutes to actually get in and talk to them. Then I was able to go off and enjoy the con. There was the guy who played Gimli, so what's his name? John Rhys Davis. And he was so funny. I managed to catch the end of his talk, because it was at the same time as the prejudging, which was a bit of a shame. But I did manage to catch the end, and he was fantastic and so funny and so nice. Yeah, prejudging, do it if you get a chance. Ask if you're going to go and do a masquerade and it is your first one. I would definitely recommend talking to somebody and asking if they do prejudging. From what I can understand, they don't do it on the Sunday. They only did it on the Saturday at the London Film and Comic Con, but I might have been wrong. It might just be that they'd done the prejudging much earlier in the day, because I literally didn't turn up until 1 o'clock, but I got there right on the cusp. But it was also nice because the crew there recognised me from London, came in and said, "Yeah, you've got your music, we've got everything." So I didn't even have to, when I was registering in the morning, well, early afternoon. I didn't even have to wait around in the queue. Other people were queuing to sign up, and she just came over and goes, "Yeah, we've got all your stuff," because I'd registered online. That's another thing that I would recommend. If they allow you to, I would recommend signing up online before. It's just something off your mind. You know that you've got your reference picture, you know that you've got your music on there, and you know they've got all of your details and you've got a place. It did run out. They did actually, they had something like 50 spaces, I think it was, and they were full on the Saturday. So yeah, I would definitely recommend signing up as soon as you know what day you're going. Sign up, make sure you've done it, and then it's just one wait off. Because if you're anything like me, I get quite anxious about things. So knowing that that's something that is done was very good for me. And because Bournemouth is a much smaller con, I was able to register that. It was literally the Friday before the Saturday that I was registering it. But it was just something I didn't have to worry about on Saturday. I could just worry about getting ready and then enjoying myself. which I did. I'd like to say thank you to everybody I saw during the day. Everybody was so nice, and it was fantastic to see some people again, some that I'd seen in London, and I sort of saw them and was like, oh, I recognise them. I've seen that costume before. Yeah, so nice, and yeah, I can't wait for the next one. I think my next con is probably going to be MCM in October, although RTX Rooster Teeth are doing a convention in October as well, although they ran out of tickets, but I have heard that they might be putting some more on sale. So if they do, I might try and go to that, because I'd really love to do a Blake cosplay from Ruby. Yeah, that's it then. So I will see you guys next week. Enjoy. Bye bye.